All right, so welcome. This is the one after show that people can actually look forward to being to because it's the group of the finale. I got to sit where y'all were sitting once, and it's quite the feat that y'all were able to pull off. I mean, you guys were amazing from start to finish. Um, so I mean, I'll start with Jeremy. Jeremy, initial thoughts.
I mean, yeah, like this was a wild ride that we kind of started on day one together. And so, like, having been able to sit in the final two together was crazy. And, like, I never, it's been a while since I found like really close friends in orgs. And so this season was like a big difference in that. And I really loved it.
Steve?
No, like same exact thing. Like I came in to this my second season or second org ever, and I was just really hoping to find some really good friends. And I have made, probably 5, 6 really great friends, and I couldn't be happier with the outcome of the season.
There you go. So I mean, you guys had so many different ups and downs throughout the season. I mean, you guys had the formation of the cruise crew. Do you think that was pretty much your guys' big turning point for the season, or for the
Um,
two of?
I, I would I would say that the explosion of the cruise crew was more of the like changing point in my game at least. Like
Mm.
because I think with the we formed the cruise crew and like yes, it was safety for a while and it was nice to feel that way, but then at the same time there's always that kind of looming feeling of like when is this going to break? So once it officially broke, it allowed me to start playing the game with other people and that's where my game I think became a lot more dynamic and adaptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say the same. Like my game also changed whenever the cruise crew exploded. But it was more from losing Haley than it was from anything else. Like that really changed my standing in the game.
Yeah, because pretty much at that point you realize, okay, oh shit, anything can
We
happen.
playing.
Gloves are off.
We
So
we are playing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember sitting in the prod chat and just seeing everything, and then literally 5 minutes before eviction, Cody sending the message out to the outsiders and being like, "Look, here's what's going on over there. If you want to make a move, now is your time to do so." And the fact that it all still pulled off in that short of a time frame was insane. And then I
It's
still
kind of
don't know how
upsetting
y'all
to me.
managed to.
I wish Cody had gone that round. It would have been lovely for me, but you
Dang.
know,
I mean, I was gonna follow it up, but I still don't understand how the hell you guys all managed to get Cody right back. Because we're sitting there going, "Really, Cody? You're going back to them?"
mhm.
That was a play where Jeremy and I split and made it look like we weren't together anymore, though. That's the only reason that worked.
It's still like,
Yeah, but he was coming to me a lot more than I was talking to you about.
Oh, I believe that too. Oh, I absolutely believe that.
ugh,
I
yeah,
think Cody had such a strong idea in his mind of like the strong people needing to stick together, where I feel like a lot of these players, like if you eliminate the strong players, a lot of them were playing for their relationships or like the people that they've built bonds with. So if he had focused more on trying to build his bonds with those external people rather than just coming back to us, it probably would have served him better to flip because then it just make like he flipped already, so we're not going to take him back. We're just going to keep distrusting him.
exactly. That's well, our sentiments were too. So I mean, and y'all just capitalized on that. I mean,
You got both hands down.
the final six round is the perfect example of that. Um, we're all sitting there going, he's really throwing veto and is going to get his ass out. So
Mm-hmm. Best move for me, hands down.
yeah. And
Yeah, the second Cody like submitted his puzzle that veto, and it was like, wait a second, can I take it back? I was like, there's no chance of my submitting a damn thing. Like, no, like I wouldn't even submit a wrong puzzle at this point. Like, no, I need to be eliminated right now.
Because I told Steve that Cody was going to throw to me. So, like, as soon as he saw Cody trying to throw, it was perfect for us. And he just had to let it happen because Cody would have won if Steve had submitted before I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, I was
mean,
just like, nope.
and it was so funny because I'm thinking to myself, I know what the comp is. And I'm like, this is like kind of an impossible comp to throw. And then still manages to pull off that. So, um, but
All right, that was a fun one.
oh, so one you want to hear from each of you. What is your favorite moment that you guys are going to take out of this season? Besides, you guys have talked about the friendship building, but what in-game moment are you going to look back and either laugh upon or smile upon or take deep
I
heart?
mean, I still tease Blake about the Amy Michael round, so I think that one is gonna go down for a while because that was my game defining move. I knew that up until that point I hadn't really separated myself from Stephen Blake, and so by doing that and going against them so like publicly, it made me seem more fluid in the game. And I think it was just so satisfying to be able to pull off and go to Blake and be like, tee, oops, did I do that?
I say my favorite defining moment of the game is actually whenever I sat with Jeremy and Blake in the final three. Like, based solely off of that, because that's what I had been working towards for rounds and rounds and rounds.
Yeah. Now, what if anything would you guys have changed about the season?
There's a few things.
I would have gotten rid of Cody much sooner. Like, honestly, I probably, in a different world, I think during my HOH in round 4, I would have used that veto to take Steve off instead of taking Amy off and renom Cody. But I think that the blowback from the rest of the cruise crew for taking that first shot would have sunk me in the same way that it sunk Cody. So I didn't feel like it was beneficial, but I wish that I could have done that in the moment.
Yeah.
I would say my biggest regret would be trying to shrink my target by playing an asshole towards the end. I tried to leave some really friendly faces on jury and then be an asshole at the end. That way, those people would feel like, oh, I can beat Steve at the end because he's a dick. And then the majority of the jury still liked me. That was my ultimate goal. Didn't work. Like, it actually sank a lot of ships. So I really wish I wouldn't have tried that.
Because they were posting our like HOHs and vetoes. So like the jury was able to watch that stuff, correct?
Nope. Nope. They would always be surprised when I would send the next person in.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that they knew
they posted
was
them a couple days later, so they would be able to watch them eventually before the
if they
finale.
knew
Right?
that, yeah, exactly. But a lot of the times though, they were still going off of your Jeremy, your sheets.
I gave it to Haley.
Yeah, so that's where Timmy finally was like, can you lock those?
Yeah.
Because yeah, especially Haley was still be like, okay, I can go find out what's going on.
Oops.
We don't need to wait for John.
Sorry, John. I stole your thunder for a couple
No,
rounds.
it's all good. But I mean, it was good seeing or getting them to try and guess who's coming in next or whatnot or who took power. And I will tell you when we because we gave them the face morph challenge right after you guys attempted to do it. Um, and they sucked just as bad as you guys did.
That was so bad. That was so bad.
I mean, some of those pictures were evil. I mean, honestly, the picture of Haley and Michael together to this day is still probably one of the most scary pictures I've ever seen.
It's still my sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
Bobby's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Bobby's head in like the darkness.
Sitting in his bed.
Um, so what was your guys' favorite comp of the season?
God.
Because there's always that comp that just like sticks in your brain. I mean, whether it's one that you loved or one that you're like, I fucking hated this comp, um, but
I
almost in a hysterical way.
I loved the idea of the twist on night moves to like orbiter moves. But once I realized what the twist actually made the board look like once people were moving, and I realized that nobody could move into a quadrant other than what they were in, there was no strategy really to like blocking other people. It was basically just who had the most moves. And so once I thought it was cool, and then I realized that it didn't really work, so it kind of bothered me after that. But
So, yeah, that
like,
was one comp that I
you
didn't
try
get to
new
see.
things.
Yeah.
Um, for personal reasons, I really ended up liking the comp that I had to balance the cup on my foot and balance on one leg for umpteen minutes kind of thing.
Oh my
And
god.
it's
Oh,
Fuck you all the way for that one.
I
only
felt
because
so bad for Amy during that comp because Amy would get up to like 10 seconds and then it would drop. I mean, for y'all, I mean, you guys were just banging that out. I mean, it was painful watching you guys because I could see the anguish and just the torture. I mean, 5 and 6 minutes, like holding that cup up on one leg. I'm like, good God, I wouldn't have won that comp to save my life. No.
I can
that
stand
was
on
just
one foot for a while, but it was the balancing the cup. Like my foot is not flat, so I had to
Yeah.
like twist my leg a certain way to get it, and then my leg is in pain because I'm standing on one foot. It's not a good combination.
Yeah.
it was just like because I won it and it was so hard. That's the reason it hits that certain spot. You
No,
know what I
I,
mean?
I completely understand that. I had comp like that first time I played. It was the gift comp.
Mhm.
I was fighting for my life at Final Four, and it was the veto comp. So it
I
stuck.
really felt like I needed it.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I feel
exactly.
about
Yeah,
the veto Cody threw to me, but in a different way. Like I liked the comp, and I also won it and managed to get Cody out. So
I,
like it was
I
just a
mean,
great
yeah,
day.
so many levels on that one. I still can't. Yeah.
I
Um,
will also say where Liz was running across, you could see her feet. I really liked the spelling comp on that one right there. I really did enjoy that one.
I mean, not only just because of Liz on that one, but just like the whole entire theme on
The
this.
whole
So
thing.
funny.
Yeah. I enjoyed, even though it was a marathon of a comp, that final five veto. That was a brand new comp, but getting to like watch you guys like embrace like every single person that had been in the game, and then do a comp based on a round that they went home on.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that was fun.
um, all right. What advice could you guys give to future BB Disney players? Because you saw we posted apps for our next upcoming season. So, what advice could you guys give?
I would say be very park aware. Like if it's Pixar, it's search the Pixar pier, know what's on it type of thing. If you're playing Tomorrowland, know what's in it. Going in.
Yeah, that's yes, very that. My biggest piece of advice is always to stay adaptable. I think that if you shut yourself down from pathways, then you are robbing yourself of opportunities to advance yourself in the game. So if you can stay open and keep things in the back of your mind, but still be willing to like make moves that will benefit you, I think that that is the best way to play these games.
All right. Now I have to ask. So you guys had the cruise crew, um, with two of you, Blake, Cody, Nick, Hudson, and Haley. Um, is yeah. I mean, comments from the peanut gallery in the background. So was that your guys' ideal seven, or would there be anybody that you would have?
Yes, it was my ideal 100%. But it's because I needed somebody on the outside and then a bunch of people on the inside. And so Megan really was the person I would have taken to final two, just so you know.
I mean,
Yeah,
this is me, the
not at
proud
all.
person, asking. I don't care.
Yeah.
Who would have you rather been in, and who would you rather been out?
Um, if I had my way, I don't think Nick or Cody would have been included. And I think it probably would have been Liz and Megan, but I would have still been tentative of Megan just because of her relationship to Steve, which I was very hyper aware of for most of the game. What I didn't clock was her relationship with Amy, but
Nobody
I
in that
also had
one
a great
Right.
Yeah,
relationship with Amy, so
yeah,
that one kind of balanced itself out.
yeah. Um, and even when she voted for Mike, voted Michael out instead of Amy, still nobody really clocked that it was because that they had a tight connection. It was, um, which was kind of impressive to see.
Because the
Um,
whole intention from us was that Steve was going to go to Megan and convince her to vote to keep Amy. So, like, I didn't know, like, from my perspective, I didn't know what Megan was thinking at all until he had that conversation with her. And then she agreed. So it was like, I didn't put two and two together because of that. I thought it was her relationship to Steve that was getting her to do it.
yeah, no,
Same.
yeah, the three of them, especially after the Haley flip, grew a lot tighter. But then from the beginning, her and Megan and Amy had become tight. So and
That's awesome.
formed that
I
secret.
did know by the end because when Liz left, she told me that Megan and or that Amy had made a trio of her, Amy, and Megan. So I was like, I know that they are close and they're probably going to stick the two together because they know that we've all been together in the past.
Yeah.
But
Are there any other secrets that you guys never found out that you're trying to still figure out from the season? Any other mysteries?
I even looked at the voting chart to see if there was anything that like shocked me, and I was like, this is kind of exactly what I expected things to be. And
Pretty
I
much
like
because
I
because you guys
not
had
to
that 7-person alliance. I mean, you guys were able to have knowledge of pretty much almost everything that was going on in the game. There was no mysterious extra votes. There was no extra powers to be had. Pretty much
Mhm.
all the powers and punishments were up front and center through the people mover and whatnot. So you guys had a little bit of an advantage, I feel, this season in regards to that. So
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
I definitely would agree.
If we had played the people mover power better, we could have ran that thing every single round, top to bottom. We just
yeah,
didn't plan it more than the one time.
yeah. I mean, granted, the final time in which there was 10 punishments in there, you really couldn't have done much with that one. People are going to get fucked regardless. So, uh, um,
That was
so,
nice.
so leave us
Time
with
out. Now I got a question to ask. I
yes,
actually have a question to ask
yes, yes.
Jeremy now on that one.
Okay.
Did you purposely not put Noah in the middle, or was that genuinely an accident? You told me
It was
on the season.
genuinely, it was 100% stupid me. And I'm pretty sure I went to my prod chat afterwards and was like, that was fucking stupid of me because I knew that Noah couldn't be swapped from the middle, but I wasn't thinking about it and thought that he could still be swapped from the bottom. And so I was like, I'm going to pick Michael because we haven't been picking Michael as much and we want to make him feel comfortable still.
So that move right there led to my paranoia, and that's ultimately why I ended up jumping with Nick for a very short amount of time.
That
As
decision
far as
also ruined, I think, my relationship with Megan because I was supposed to pick her back from the last round when she picked me.
Yeah.
So like not only did me forgetting about needing to pick Megan back fuck me over, but not picking Noah also fucked me over and ended up me up in the bottom.
I was just like, why? Like, why? And then when I asked you point blank, and you were just like, no, it was just a mistake. I was like, I don't believe you.
It was 100% a blonde moment. I had one. It happens. It doesn't happen often, but it happens.
That's so funny. I
Oh,
thought
that's
that
great.
was so smart until you ended up in the bottom.
But yeah. So that's pretty much all my questions. You guys, let's leave each other leave with some final thoughts from the season. What, Steve? Final thoughts?
I had an absolute blast playing the game, like for real. I wasn't supposed to play this game. I came in
True.
2 days
You were an
before the game
alternate.
started.
Yeah.
Yes. And the very first night that this game started was Triumph's finale.
Yep.
And I missed the People Mover twist. I missed introductions. I missed Turk's Call. And so from the very beginning, I had to go back and start taking notes on who was there, what I missed, so I could try to catch up. And that's when I found out that both Rachel and Susie ended up working at Disney World. I figured that was going to be a problem down the line, so one of them had to go first. So I started playing the Rachel thing from the very, very beginning, and it worked. And then that's what put me in the position that I was in. But I just, good Lord, I played so hard from the very, very, very beginning because I felt like I was playing catch up.
I would say my final thoughts are that this was an extremely chaotic season, but it was such a blast to play with such incredible people. And I think that I think that the game played out in a way that was definitely more interesting than if the cruise crew had just run the whole time. Like, I think it was better for all of us, and for even like my story getting to the finale, to have that struggle and to have to be able to adapt and like overcome that moment. And so I think my biggest takeaway is to like not let the smaller things get you down. Like, you can pick yourself up from anything if you try hard enough and work your relationships hard enough. So like, do it.
Yeah. Right.
I will say this right here. The thing I feel like that sunk my game and made like Jeremy the clear-cut winner from that point was whenever Haley left. I feel like if Cody had left right there, my story would have been a little bit more complete towards the end. I genuinely feel like that. So
yeah. And I thrive in the chaos, so that's what I needed.
I mean, not to mention Final Five with Blake not using that veto. So because that again would have changed up the course of the game. So you okay there?
Alexa just started talking to me. Alexa, stop.
Oh, gotta love the things becoming sentient. All right. Well, before the computer decides to take over on me here, I will thank you both for being a wonderful final two. Jeremy, congrats on the win. Steve, I know exactly what you were feeling. I mean, I was a unanimous loser my first season, so it's tough to pill to swallow. But you both played a phenomenal game, and looking forward to what you guys do in the future in terms of games. But until then, thank you guys. And this will end officially BV Disney Tomorrowland. Sign it off.